Welcome to the 2013 Scout All-American Games from Nashville, Tennessee. Game number 1 will feature the Showstoppers and the Red Riders. Showstoppers wearing purple, the Red Riders wearing it, you guessed it, red. Game 1 features one of the most anticipated pitching matchups in a Scout showcase. That'll be Emily Souls for the Showstoppers versus Aaron Harris in the circle for the Red Riders. Harris, the number 1 overall ranked pitcher in the Scout National Player Rankings. Emily Souls at number 2 right now. Sarah Cosmata will be at third base. Anastasia Labus at short. Shelby Houston at second base. Rosie McClellan at first base. Chandler Carey will catch for Emily Souls. Souls and Carey, high school teammates at Prince Avenue Christian. Cameron Barnes set to lead things off for the red team, and we're underway at the Scout All-American Games in 2013. Screwball misses low and away, and it's 1-0 to Cameron Barnes. It'll be Barnes, Aubrey Spasic, followed by Braxton Burnside here in the top of the first. As Souls able to get the call that time. Evens the count in a ball and a strike. One pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Players are dealing with some muddy conditions right now.
Yep.
1-2 pitch on the way. Just misses on the outside corner with the screwball again. As you see, Emily Souls trying to get the mud off the bottom of the cleats there to gain some footing. 2-2 pitch on the way. Rolls that ball in. Carey knocks it down at the plate. Count runs full to Cameron Barnes. Payoff pitch on the way from Emily Souls. Swing and a miss. And Souls has recorded the first out of the 2013 All-American Games. And it looks like Souls is going to pick up right where she left off from her national showcase in Atlanta, Georgia, where she struck out the first 6 batters that she saw. Aubrey Spasic will step in now. 2015 outfielder out of Trophy Club, Texas. Strike 1. Spasic plays her travel ball for Keith Allen out of the Texas Glory Atkins program in North Texas. Spasic's team coming off a very strong showing at the 16 and under ASA Nationals just before this. 1-0 pitch on the way. Ball's grounded foul off the backstop. One-two pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And Souls has retired the first 2 batters on strikes. And when those 2 batters are Cameron Barnes and Aubrey Spasic, that's a pretty big chore. Especially when you have the number 1 ranked position player in the Scout National Player Ranking stepping up to the plate now in Braxton Burnside, the 2016 shortstop out of Arkansas. She'll take the first pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. Burnside led the state of Arkansas in home runs her freshman year in high school. Swings and misses on the 0-1 pitch. And she's quickly down, no balls and 2 strikes to Souls. Oh, 2 pitch on the way. Ball's grounded to short. Labus has it on the McClellan in time, and that'll end the first inning. Sides retired in order. We'll head to the bottom of the first from Nashville, Tennessee. The Red Riders go down in order in the top of the first. But they'll send Erin Harris to the circle now. She'll be greeted with Monica Pasillas to lead things off for the purple team. She'll be followed by Julia Hollingsworth and Mary Mills Locala. Pasillas, a 2015 second baseman outfielder out of California. Pasillas makes her way from to Nashville from the Stockton, California National Showcase. First pitch from Harris is outside for ball one. Abby Johnson will catch Harris. Harris and Johnson are teammates on the Oklahoma Force. 1-0 pitch on the way to Pasillas. That's grounded to third base. Jackie Raymond's got it. Throws a strike to Zaria Wilson. And Pasillas was retired here in the bottom of the first for the first out. Raymond, Burnside, Barnes, and Wilson on the infield from third to first. With Burnside and Barnes up the middle, there's just a ton of speed on this red team. Julia Hollingsworth steps in out of Ennis, Texas, a 2015 outfielder. Hollingsworth currently sits as the second fastest player in the Scout National Player Rankings. One 1-0 pitch from Harris. Swing and a miss. Count even at 1 ball and a strike. Harris has the sign she likes. 1-1 pitch, a swung and miss on the drop ball. And as you watch Erin Harris pitch today, one of the things you have to know is that this is really the first live pitching action she's had in about a month after dealing with this slight back injury. Two-two pitch on the way. Ball gets past Johnson. Count runs full. Hollingsworth definitely a threat to steal a base should she get on. She's also a threat to hit a ball into the Nashville skyline if Harris grooves one here on the full count pitch. Pretty dangerous two-hole hitter to say the least. Payoff pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And Hollingsworth's down on strikes. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the first. And just as advertised, Harris and Souls making really quick work out of some exceptional future Division I hitters. Mary Mills Locala will step in. Locala committed to the University of Central Arkansas after the All-American Games. Locala makes her way to Nashville from a Central Arkansas regional at the University of Central Arkansas. Had another good showing at the Atlanta National Showcase back in July. She ducks again and the count's 2 balls and no strikes. Pitchers will have a tough grip on the ball today. A lot of humidity, a lot of rain in the area. It's about 92, 93 degrees with what feels like 100% humidity. 2-0 pitches in there. Nice job of Erin Harris of not giving in to Locala there. Just brought the ball down just a little bit, kept it on the corner. Locala backs off the plate a little bit. 2-1 pitch on the way. Grounded to third base. Jackie Raymond has it. Takes Wilson up the line, but she's got it. And there's 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first for the red team. We'll head to the top of the second. 0-0. Emily Souls back for her second inning of work for the Showstoppers. Souls struck out 2 of the 3 batters she faced in the top of the first. Due up for the Red Riders will be Azaria Wilson, Quinn Giesick, and Aaron Harris. Wilson made her regional appearance in Palmdale, California back in December of 2012, where she hit a 3-run homer in her game. Takes a big rip and a miss on that first pitch from Emily Souls. Wilson, a 2016 first baseman, has even looked pretty good in the outfield for us so far. Fouls that ball off to the right side. Wilson advanced from the Palmdale Regional to the Stockton, California National Showcase. Wilson hit the ball hard in California. Didn't have a lot to show for it, though, but with the combination of her regional and national, it brings her to Nashville. Emily Souls fields that ball on a hop, throws it to McClellan for a strike, and there's one out here in the top of the second. A few days after the Scout All-American game, Souls made her commitment to Georgia State University. Quinn Giesick will step in, the 2016 catcher out of California. Souls backs her off the plate with the first pitch inside for ball one. And as everyone knows, Coach Kincaid at Georgia State has one heck of a pitcher coming his way in the 16 class. Fly ball in the right field. It lands over the dive of Monica Pasillas in front of Mary Mills Locala. And Quinn Giesick has the first base hit of the 2013 Scout All-American games. Giesick is a threat to run. That ball just out of the reach of Monica Pasillas at second base. Aaron Harris will step in. 2017 out of Oklahoma. Chandler Carey picks that ball out of the dirt. Keeps Giesick at first. As we talked about with Harris and the back injury. Line drive to third base. Cosmata's got it back to first in time for the inning double play. We'll head to the bottom of the second after the Sarah Cosmata double play. Still tied 0-0. Aaron Harris back on for her second inning of work for the Red Riders. Abby Johnson behind the plate again. Showstoppers went 3 up, 3 down against Harris in the first. 2 ground outs to third base and an Aaron Harris strikeout of Julia Hollingsworth. Due up for the Showstoppers, Rosie McClellan will lead things off. Anastasia Labus, and then Chandler Carey. Basically in the 3, 4, and 5 spot, you've got 3 3-hole hitters, followed by 3 more 3-hole hitters. That's just how things work out at the All-American games when you've taken the field down to the final 48 players throughout the past year. You can run 12 deep in a lineup that most likely normally hit 3rd hole for their travel team in high school. McClellan steps in out of California, 2016 first baseman, swings and misses on the drop ball from Harris. Aaron Harris's towel comes flying out of her back pocket there. Probably an interesting sight for McClellan to look at while she's trying to read the ball. Misses the 0-1 pitch low and away. As we talked about, both pitchers are going to have a little bit of trouble getting a grip on the ball. One pitch on the way. Line drive into left field, but it hooks foul at the last second. And McClellan's not going to have any trouble with any velocity from any pitcher that she's going to see. McClellan, one of the best pure hitters that we've ever seen. And she's really the type of hitter that you have to follow around a little bit. And then after a couple of games, you look up and she just hasn't made any bad swings or had any bad at-bats. She just squares it up all the time and seems to get the barrel on the ball very consistently and hard. 1-2 pitch on the way. Hits her in the hip. She'll stay there. It'll just be a ball. Hitters have the options to either take the walk or stay in there and hit. McClellan didn't even think twice about it. She's going to stay in and hit. As you see Harris trying to dry her hand a little bit. And I'll tell you, folks, this was some of the worst humidity and toughest conditions I've ever been in. After 28 years of being on a baseball field and then a softball field. Strike 3 on the inside corner. Johnson will make the throw to first base to make it official. There's one out here in the bottom of the second. And as the temperatures just kept climbing into the 90s in Nashville, it just erupted thunderstorms, and you'll be set for some rain delays in and out of these games every now and then. Anastasia Labus steps in. She takes low and inside for ball 1. Labus, one of 3 2017s to make the Scout All-American games this year. Erin Harris in the circle, one of the others. McKenna Dowell, who you'll see on the pink team, who committed to the University of Arkansas, the other 2017 in this event. 1-0 pitch on the way. In there for strike 1. Labus makes her way to Nashville from the San Antonio and Austin Regional Showcases. Houston National Showcase back in December of 2012. Labus, one of the first players to punch her ticket to Nashville. A ball and 2 strikes to Labus. Matchup of 2 quality 2017 hitters. Ground ball fouled off the third base dugout on the changeup. Giesick and Wilson at the corners. Harris makes the 1-2 pitch again to Labus. Swing and a miss. Johnson will throw it to first base again, make it official, and there's 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the second on strikeouts. Kate Christian takes over at second base for Cameron Barnes. Chandler Carey steps in. Takes strike 1 over the middle of the plate from Erin Harris. Carey made her regional performance in Atlanta, her national showcase in Atlanta. Led the Atlanta National Showcase in RBIs. Had the best hitting performance there. Fouls that ball off. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 2 pitch on the way to Chandler Carey. Changeup. Ground ball to first base. Wilson picks it up, steps on the bag, and that'll end the second inning. We'll head to the top of the third. Still scoreless from Nashville, Tennessee. Sarah Kosmata will take over the catching duties for the Showstoppers. Caroline Kuzel will be on the pitch for the Showstoppers. Kosmata out of California. Kuzel out of Illinois. Kosmata made a nice play at first base to end the second inning. as she took a base hit away from Aaron Harris and turned that into a double play ball. Fires a strike to second base, and we're ready for the top of the third. Abby Johnson, Kat Pleskow, and Kate Christian due up for the Red Riders. Kuzel pitched a scoreless national showcase at Rosemont Stadium back in early June. Punched her ticket to Nashville. Abby Johnson steps in. Gets hit by the first offering from Kuzel. And not a fun situation sometimes for the pitchers, that you come in, you're dealing with the humidity, which obviously it's not like this in Illinois right now. But dealing with the humidity, the pressure, and muddy situations, and that's what you get sometimes. But a ball and no strikes. Fouled off. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. One pitch. Blocked by Kosmata. Count runs to 2 balls and a strike. Three and one to Johnson. Johnson first attended the Flower Mound Regional back on March 30th, the Dallas National Showcase. And she lines that 3-1 offering from Kuzel into left field for the red team's second hit of the afternoon. Looked like Johnson was just sitting dead red on the inner half of the plate and got a pitch she liked and didn't miss it. Kat Pleskow will step in. She'll take outside corner for strike one. Nice job of framing that ball by Kosmata. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Ground ball to short. Marley Boyd scoops it up, throws on the run. And Pleskow's out at first base. Abby Johnson will advance to second base. Marley Boyd at shortstop, not dealing with the very fast track, but able to get to that ball nonetheless. As you can see on a couple of those bounces, looked like it hung up just a little bit more than she was expecting. Kate Christian will step in, 2014. Out of Texas, second baseman. Pops the first ball up to McClellan. It gets past her. Shelby Houston can't put on the brakes. And there's going to be runners at the corners with 1 out for the Red Riders. That'll go as an error on McClellan at first base. Kosmata will gather up the infield, talk about strategy with runners at first and third. We'll see if she brings the infield in to try to cut down Johnson on any ground ball to the plate. Jackie Raymond will step in for the Red Riders.
Thank you.
Raymond out of Central Texas, 2015, third baseman. Raymond homered at the Dallas National Showcase. Seems like Raymond hit every pitch that she saw in Dallas as hard as she could. Had a really impressive showing. She'll take on the outside corner for strike one from Kuzel. Runners at the corners, 1 out for the Red Riders. At the top of the third, ground ball back to the circle. Kuzel picks it up, Throws it to first, throws it wide of McClellan. That ball goes into right field. Johnson will score the game's first run. Kate Christian advances to third base. And after consecutive errors from the Showstoppers, the Red Riders take an early 1-0 lead here in the top of the third. And there's no let up in the lineup as Courtney Richardson will step in. It was extremely impressive at St. Charles and Rosemont earlier this year. She'll ground the first pitch. She sees a short. Marley Boyd picks it up, throws a strike to first. Kate Christian will score on the play to extend the lead to 2-0 for the Red Riders. Jackie Raymond advances to second base. And essentially Caroline Kuzel's now trying to get the 6th out of the inning. Taylor Shostak will step in for the Red Riders. Shostak will pitch the bottom of the third. Takes the first pitch up and away for ball 1. One-0 pitch. Pickoff back to second base, not in time. Nice throw by Sarah Kosmata. Good job of Shelby Houston at second base covering back. Jackie Raymond going feet first back into the bag there. Count even at 1 apiece. Fly ball out to center field. And that'll end the inning. Red team jumps ahead 2-0. Led to the bottom of the third. Showstoppers coming up. Taylor Shostak on the pitch for the Red Riders here in the bottom of the third inning.
What's up?
Quinn Giesick goes behind the plate for the Red Riders.
In center field.
Shostak makes her way to Nashville from the Rosemont National Showcase.
I went to first base.
Shostak and Kuzel from the Showstoppers.
Next time if it goes
the only
center,
pitchers to throw scoreless national showcases in Chicago. So they make their way here to Nashville.
They're throwing somebody out. So go to
Shostak made regional appearances in St. Louis and Atlanta, Georgia back in 2012. First pitch to Shelby Houston's fouled off. Houston of 2016 out of Bastrop, Texas. Second baseman. One of the smoothest second base defensive prospects that you're going to find. 0-1 the count to Houston. Swing and a miss. And as you're already seeing from Taylor Shostak, she just nibbles at the corners, makes the ball move, makes it change directions. There's a lot of off speed. 1-2 pitch on the way. Houston skips over the top of that one. No use in taking that one for the team because it would have only been a ball. 2-2 pitch on the way. Popped up to the right side. Cameron Barnes in shallow right field takes it in front of Kate Christian, and there's one out. Cameron Barnes, who's also an exceptional outfielder, is going to have no problem with that fly ball. Barnes, one of the fastest players here in Nashville. Maddie Kilby steps in out of Wisconsin. First pitch from Shostak inside for ball 1. Kilby made regional appearances in Atlanta. Made her national showcase appearance in Atlanta as well. Ground ball up the middle. Pleskow takes it. Not in time to first base. Kilby's able to leg out the infield single. And the Showstoppers have their first hit and their first base runner of the Scout All-American games. Again, just like we saw with Marley Boyd at shortstop for the Showstoppers, Pleskow just not able to charge that ball hard enough to make the play. Ball just died on her a little bit. Now Sarah Kozmata will step in for the Showstoppers. 2016 out of California. Ball gets past Giesick, will rattle around the backstop. Kilby will round second base and put on the brakes and head on back. Kozmata out of Auburn, California. We've seen Kozmata switch it, but she'll stay on the left side here in Nashville. Kozmata at 5'10". Foul that ball off to the left side. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Kozmata, a patient hitter as well. An interesting hitter, because if you watch Kozmata take batting practice or just hit in the cage, you really walk away with no understanding for how well she can swing the bat. Shostak misses outside. And Shostak may be pitching around Kozmata here a little bit with the open base. Which is not a bad situation if you walk her here. You set up a double play ball. Shostak gets a lot of ground balls to the right side, so and that'll be ball 4 to Kozmata. Like I said, that looked like the intentional walk. Giesick and Shostak will go out and talk about it now as Marley Boyd steps in, the 2014 out of Mansfield, Texas. Marley Boyd actually earned her way into the first ever Scout Showcase back in 2011, back in the fast pitch scouting report days. And in the last 3 years has just developed and worked hard and made her way to Nashville here. Fouls that first pitch off. And Boyd really made her way to the first showcase in 2011 as a conditional selection that we really wanted to see a little bit more development before she actually made it to the event. She had a really good showing. There's actually 2 players off of the Showstoppers that were in that situation. The other, Julia Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth was the youngest player at the Best of the Southwest Showcase back in June of 2011. Ball skips off the hill of Giesick, and that should give you an idea of how much Taylor Shostak's ball will move. Over the course of these All-American games, you'll see Quinn Giesick handle every pitcher without any trouble. And then we've seen Taylor Shostak do this to numerous players. Just tough to handle. Swing and a miss, and Boyd's down on strikes. But I don't think I've ever seen a pitcher get the catchers to catch the ball off the heel of the glove or off the tip of the glove more than I've seen with Taylor Shostak. She's just got different movement from any other pitcher that they've seen. Caroline Kuzel steps in. First pitch, swinging ground ball to short. Pleskow picks it up on the first base in time, and the side is retired. We'll head to the top of the 4th. Red Riders still on top, 2-0 from Nashville. Caroline Kuzel will be back on for her second inning of work here in Nashville, as you get a good look at the view from the first base side. On my way from first base to third base, I had to stop behind the catcher for a little bit and just admire the view.
You gotta work on that, yeah?
Rose Park sits up on top of a hill overlooking the Nashville skyline. Rose Park is city-owned park by Nashville, but home of Belmont softball. Kuzel in the circle. Kosmata behind the plate.
And then do you understand when I go like this?
Kilby, Boyd, Pasillas, and Levis from third to first in the infield. Cameron Barnes to lead things off for the Red Riders here in the top of the fourth. She struck out in her first at bat against Emily Souls. This will be her first look at Caroline Kuzel. Barnes definitely somebody the Showstoppers want to keep off base this weekend. Takes the first pitch from Kuzel wide of the zone outside for ball one. One 0 pitch on the way. Ball two. It's almost a guarantee if Barnes gets on base that she's going to try to swipe a bag or two. And she's usually successful with it as well. One of the fastest players here. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Just doesn't look like Barnes likes her footwork right now, that she's just getting stuck in the box just a little bit. She's one of the better slappers that we've seen actually attacking out of the box. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And it really looks like as she crosses over, she's getting stuck a little bit, and that's causing her to open up a little bit early and kind of hook around the ball. We'll see if she makes an adjustment with 2-2. Ground ball up the middle. Past the diving Marley Boyd. And Cameron Barnes is aboard to lead things off here in the top of the fourth. As I said earlier, Cameron Barnes definitely a threat to run. Aubrey Spasic will step in. She struck out in her first at bat. Barnes goes. She'll round the bag. She'll think about heading to third, but the throw comes in behind her. She's back in time. Barnes the runner at second. Spasic with a 1-ball, no strike count. Strike one by Kuzel on the inside edge of the plate. Spasic would probably like something on the inside part of the plate right now to hit behind the runner. 1-1 pitch. Fouled off the end of the bat, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 the count to Spasic. Just misses outside. That'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kilby in at third. Boyd playing fairly deep at shortstop. That ball rolls foul down the first base line. This is our first time to see Anastasia Levis play first base. Levis should have no trouble with that position. The 2-2 pitch on the way again. Fouled off. Ground ball back to the circle. Kuzel picks it up, and Spasic's able to leg that ball out. The throw back to third base, not in time. Spasic will take second base, and Barnes is tagged out at the plate. And so there's 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Nice job by Marley Boyd, able to get that ball back to Kozmata at the plate in time. Kozmata almost able to get Spasic going to third base. And so Spasic will be at third base with one out for Braxton Burnside, who takes inside for ball one. These players obviously very familiar with each other by the time they make it to this point. All of these players sit high in our national player rankings. So there's no secrets out here that everybody can play. The majority of these kids will go on to play Division I softball. Burnside takes a rip at that pitch, fouls it down the left field line. And sometimes when you're pitching to Burnside, usually it's just, it takes one of those swings to make you feel like that maybe I don't want to give this kid a really good pitch to hit. Burnside 0 for 1 today, grounded out to shortstop in her first at bat. She'll take low again. And it counts 3 balls and 1 strike. Full count to Burnside. Payoff pitch on the way. Fouled off. Payoff pitch again. She walked her. Well, he runners at the corners with 1 out, as Azaria Wilson will step in for the red team. Burnside definitely a threat to run at first base. A 2-6 runner. Wilson grounded out to Emily Souls in her first at bat. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Red Riders up 2-0 here in the top of the 4th. Pick off the third base will sail into left field. Burnside will take second base. We'll bring the runner back to third base. With the conditions at home plate and just our normal rules that we really like runners at third base to stay there unless they've been driven in. We want to see runners hit. We want to see hitters bat with runners in scoring position, and we want that added pressure to them. We want that added pressure to the defense, and the pass ball just eliminates a lot of that stuff for us. So it'll be runners at second and third for Azaria Wilson now. Score still 2-0 Red Riders. Can't check or swing on that one. She holds up on that offering from Kuzel. Ball almost takes out Courtney Richardson in the third base dugout. A lot of times these kids are not used to being in a dugout without a screen in front of them. Ground ball to third base. Kilby picks it up. The tag by Kozmata in time. And Spasic's cut down at the plate for the second out. That'll bring up Quinn Giesick. Runners at the corners, Wilson and Burnside, first and third. Giesick singled in her first at bat off of Emily Souls. She'll line that ball into left field. And that'll go for a base hit. And the Red Riders are up 3-0. They're in the top of the 4th. as Giesik's now 2 for 2 on the afternoon. And the starting pitcher for the Red Riders, Erin Harris, will step in. She lined into a double play her first at bat. Wilson and Giesik at second and first. One 0 pitch on the way to Erin Harris. And it's ball 2. Cosmata will go out and talk to Kuzel a little bit, chat about it. Find a pitch that she's comfortable throwing right now. Cosmata doing a nice job of leading that conversation. Not always the easiest thing to do with players that you're playing in your first game with. Most of the time, these players did not even play on the same team at their national showcase event. And so this is really their first experience on the field with each other. 2-0 pitch to Harris. That ball's grounded foul on the third baseline. With the rain in the area, we were not able to have our full All-American workout like we anticipated, but we even had to move the first game time up to start before the rain came. Ground ball to the left side. Maddie Kilby on the first base in time. The Red Riders add a run to take a 3-0 lead. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth with the Showstoppers coming up. Taylor Shostak back in the circle. Quinn Giesik back behind the plate for their second inning of work together here in game number 1 from Nashville, Tennessee in the Scout All-American Games in 2013. In 2014, we'll head west a little bit to Park City, Utah. Last year, we were in Akron, Ohio for the first Scout All-American Games. And stepping into the plate now will be Emily Souls, who attended last year's Scout All-American Games in Akron, Ohio, where there was rain. Souls to lead things off against Shostak. She'll swing and miss. Oh, 1 pitch from Shostak. Ball's grounded to third base. It's off the glove of Pleskow. Not in time to first base. Souls is a quick runner. As Giesik retreats back to home plate after chasing Souls down the line, looking for the overthrow. A couple of times in Stockton, California, Giesik trailing the runner to first base. Actually kept that runner from advancing to second. Monica Pasillas steps in. She'll swing and miss on the first pitch that she sees from Shostak, as a lot of hitters will. Shostak, definitely an interesting pitching prospect. Just simply hasn't given up any runs to this point in any Scout regional or national showcase events. In Atlanta at her Scout regional, it was very tough for hitters to even get the ball past the circle. Everyone just kept hitting the ball off the end of the bat. And it's not a novelty with Shostak. It's not that her velocity is what throws him off. It's really the combination of how many different speeds that she throws and how her ball moves. As we talked about earlier, as you saw a ball kick off the hill of Giesik's glove. I mean, I've never seen that happen to Quinn Giesik. from another pitcher. And I've seen Giesick handle pitchers in the low to mid 60s and do perfectly fine. And so there's indicators from Shostak that she'll continue to get very good hitters out. She gets the curveball call on Pasillas there. And then she does have the ability to throw the screwball somewhere around 55, 56 miles per hour when she needs it. And by the time that she gets to that pitch, it looks like it's coming in at 65 because she slowed the hitter's eyes and bat down so much. Pasillas lifts that ball over to shortstop. It lands in front of Burnside. Burnside held up. She thought Pleskow was going to go back to get it. That is the one area on the field that's still a little bit dangerous. You may be able to pick up some of the discoloration on the dirt still. That's definitely the muddy spot on the field. So sometimes for our third baseman and shortstop, it's maybe better that they don't go all out in that area because that is an area of concern with the field right now. Pasillas and Souls aboard at first and second. Nobody out. Julia Hollingsworth will step in. She struck out in her first at bat. Hollingsworth homered at the Dallas National Showcase back in June. Hit a line drive to center field for a home run. Giesick will block that ball, keep Souls at second base. One 1-0 pitch. Grounded foul down the first baseline. Jackie Raymond will chase after it. Jackie Raymond having her first experience at first base ever. We'll see how she does. These are the types of kids that welcome that sort of challenge and that change. It's not a big deal to them. Another nice block by Giesick. Hollingsworth ahead, 2 balls and a strike to Shostak. Hollingsworth will slap at times too. Going with the swing right now. 2-1 pitch. On the outside corner for strike 2. That would have been a tough pitch to hit no matter what. Two-two pitch. Swing and a miss on the changeup. Giesick will throw it back to first, but the first base is occupied. Sometimes you can catch the runner off at first base a little bit, trying to advance on that. Pasillas too much of a heads-up base runner for that. Nice try by Giesick, though. And Mary Mills Lockala will step in, the Central Arkansas commit. And Central Arkansas has picked up one heck of a hitting prospect with Lockala. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. One out, Souls at first, at second. Pasillas a runner at first base. Ground ball to the left side. It's foul. Nice backhand pickup by Kat Pleskow at third base. You'll see Pleskow move around the field quite a bit. We could even put her behind a plate if we needed to. Just won't pitch her. Another block by Giesick. And you could follow Giesick around for 50 games a year, and that's just something you can get used to right there. The ball's in the dirt. She's going to put her body on it. It's not getting to the backstop. Strike 2 on the inside corner to Lockala. And there was a screwball from Shostak that, even though it's only coming in 55-56, it has the full effect of an Emily Souls or Aaron Harris pitch on the inside part of the plate once she slowed the batter's swing down enough. That ball gets past Giesick. Souls and Pasillas will move up 60 feet closer to making this a 1-run ball game. Fouled out of play. And lock, little walk, and that'll load the bases up. And a dangerous spot for Shostak to be in now with Rosie McClellan coming to the plate. McClellan struck out in her first at bat against Aaron Harris to lead things off in the second. Fouls the first pitch he sees from Shostak off. And Shostak's up. No balls and a strike. And it's really just tough to game plan for the movement that Shostak offers to a hitter because you've never seen anything like it. And the fact that she's going to throw you the same pitch twice is very unlikely. Hammers that ball off the third base dugout. And just what you see there, most of the good pitches she throws you to hit, hitters aren't going to be able to keep the barrel back and are going to rip them into the dugout. And then she'll throw something on a corner that gets you to slow your bat down and just try to put it in place. So 0-2, a dangerous situation for McClellan now. 0-2 pitch. Holds up. Nice block by Giesick. A ball and 2 strikes. 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Red Riders up 3-0. Fly ball on the infield. That'll be the infield fly roll if it's fair. Kat Pleskow catches it. And McClellan's retired. And Shostak's 1 out away from pitching out of the only trouble she's gotten herself into so far. Souls, Pasillas, and Lockola occupy all the bases. Anastasia Labus will step in. She struck out in her first at bat. That ball skips away from Giesick. Souls will head back to third base. Again, no pass balls are going to score runners here. For our championship play, we'll open things up and allow bunting and pass balls and things like that. But again, as we talked about earlier, you really want to have a situation where you don't have to worry about a pitcher being afraid to throw her best pitch and with a new catcher and things like that. Plus, we've got some mud around the plate where we don't want to get these kids injured. And most importantly, we really want to see what hitters do with runners in scoring position and how pitchers pitch with runners in scoring position. So ball and no strikes to Labus. Swing and a miss. And both teams have evened up by losing a run on the pass ball, so no big deal. Two-0 pitch. In there for strike 1. Giesick, the pickoff attempt by Emily Souls at third. Looked like Souls had shortened her lead that time. One-two pitch outside for ball 3. Labus definitely a dangerous hitter to be sitting in a 3-1 count against. 3-1 pitch on the way. Ground ball to short. Burnside's got it. Raymond's able to hold on to the ball and stay on the bag. And the threat's avoided here for the Red Riders in the bottom of the 4th. We'll head to the 5th. Red Riders still up 3-0 from Nashville, Tennessee.
So if am I supposed to get second in my base shot?
Emily Souls will come back on the pitch for the Showstoppers here in the top of the 5th. Chandler Carey will be behind the plate again. Abby Johnson to lead things off for the Red Riders. She's 1 for 1. She hit a sharp single to left field her first at bat. Kosmata, Labus, Kilby, and McClellan, the infielders from third to first. This will be Johnson's first at bat against Emily Souls. She's singled off of Kuzel. She'll take inside on the inside corner for strike 1. Misses off the plate for ball 1. 1-1 count to Abby Johnson. Misses with the curveball, and the count runs to 2 balls and a strike. Two 2-1 pitch misses low and inside. And Johnson's up 3 balls and a strike to Souls. Now she can kind of do what she did against Kuzel, sit dead red on the inner half if she wants, and have a couple rips at it. 3-1 pitch. Low and inside. Johnson will draw the walk, and she's aboard for the 2nd time in her 2nd at bat. Johnson with the on-base percentage of 1,000. Cameron Barnes on the run for Johnson, who's still coming back from an injury. Kat Pleskow, the hitter. She grounded out to short in her first at bat. Ball's thrown behind her. Barnes will advance to second base. Pleskow has seen Emily Souls before back at the Atlanta National Showcase. She'll foul that ball off the screen. Our first look at Pleskow was in Atlanta, Georgia back in July of 2011. I'm sorry, July of 2012. Pleskow's made a lot of improvements since then. Grounds that ball to the right side. Kilby picks it up, throws it to McClellan. That'll advance the runner to third base, as Pleskow makes a productive out. And Barnes advances to third base with 1 out, as Kate Christian will step in. Christian reached on an error first time up. Ball that skipped past Rosie McClellan, and Shelby Houston was going to back up the play and just couldn't put on the brakes to stop that ball. Looks like Christian would have been safe no matter what, though. Swing and a miss. Something that you'll notice from Emily Souls over the next 4 games is that as she pitches, she continues to get stronger and stronger and stronger, so she's typically throwing harder in the 4th or 5th than she is in the 1st. Ball's inches foul down the right field line. Swing and a miss by Christian, and she's down on strikes. Jackie Raymond will step in with 2 outs. You're in the top of the 5th. Barnes the runner at third. Takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Swing and a miss. Raymond not getting cheated on her hacks today. Swing and a miss. Looked like Raymond made a little timing adjustment there to try to get out early on top of Soul's best velocity. 1-2 pitch. Fouled out of play. And that's something we really like about Jackie Raymond as a hitter, is that she makes those adjustments and really has a game plan in the box. She also handles the ball up very well in the strike zone. So Soul's really not a bad matchup for Jackie Raymond. 1-2 pitch on the way again. Checks her swing. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch on the way. Fouled off. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch. Drilled into left field. That's over the head of Hollingsworth. Takes 1 hop off the wall. Hollingsworth throws a strike back to Labus, but Jackie Raymond's in with a 2-out double. The Red Riders will take a 4-0 lead into the bottom of the 5th. Courtney Richardson steps in, looking to extend the lead with a runner in scoring position. First pitch on the way. Ground ball back to Emily Soul. She makes a play on the McClellan. That'll end the inning. Red Riders add a run, and they'll be up 4-0 as the Showstoppers will bat in the bottom of the 5th. Aaron Harris back on for the Red Riders here in the bottom of the 5th. Chandler Carey will lead things off for the Showstoppers. Carey grounded out the third to the first baseman in the bottom of the 2nd to end the inning. Carey's only at bat of the day was off of Aaron Harris. She did not face Taylor Shostak. And that'll be an interesting thing to see, the timing of a hitter going from Shostak to Harris. Abby Johnson back behind the plate for the Red Riders. Ground ball up the middle. Harris takes it on the first in time, and Harris shows off her athleticism. Taking a base hit away from Chandler Carey on the first pitch of the inning. Not that anybody ever has any questions about Aaron Harris's athleticism and is she only a pitcher, what else can she do, but she's able to demonstrate that there. Shelby Houston will step in. She popped out to second base her first at bat against Taylor Shostak. So this will be our first showstopper that we see go from Shostak to Harris. We'll see how that affects Houston's timing. That ball gets past Abby Johnson. Houston faced Harris back in the Dallas National Showcase. She actually tripled off of her to right field. So Houston knows what to expect here. Inside. Three balls and a strike to Houston. Johnson sets inside. Houston jumps on it, but it's foul. When we saw Houston for the first time this year, she was coming off of a wrist injury. So didn't quite have the pop at the plate that we had seen in the past. Looks stronger in Dallas. Looks even better here in Nashville. Full count pitch on the inside corner for strike three. And the zone from the umpire today so far, as long as you keep the ball down, he'll give you partial ball coverage over the plate for a strike. Just doesn't like the ball up in the zone. Two down for Maddie Kilby. Infield single, her first at bat. Kilby, the 2014 infielder, outfielder out of Wisconsin. Harris to her knees on the first, and the side retired in order. We'll head to the sixth. Red Riders still up 4-0 as we head to our last inning of play. Caroline Kuzel will be back on for the Showstoppers here in the top of the sixth. Taylor Shostak will lead things off. She flew out to center fielder Mary Mills Locala in her first at bat of the day. Kuzel and Shostak were travel ball teammates this year. They're familiar with each other. And Kuzel drills her in the left shoulder. Just like a good teammate would. Cameron Barnes on deck. Shostak grounds that ball to shortstop. Maddie Kilby on the first in time, and there's one out here in the top of the sixth. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit. We'll get through game one without any rain. That will not be the case for game two. Strike on the outside corner. Misses high. Count evens up at a ball and a strike. Ground ball to first base. McClellan can't get it, and Barnes is able to beat it out. And she's aboard with a one-out reach on air for the Red Riders here in the top of the sixth. That'll bring up Aubrey Spasek, who singled in her last at bat. Struck out her first time through. Her single did come off of Caroline Kuzel, though. First pitch, Barnes goes. Boyd from her knees. Not in time, as Kilby has to dive to the back edge of the bag to try to get Cameron Barnes out. Heads up base running by Cameron Barnes to go to the back edge of the bag there. Nice job by Maddie Kilby to make a play there. Spasek pops that ball off the screen. Ground ball. Second base, Shelby Houston's got it, and Spasek's retired. Cameron Barnes will advance to third base. As we talked about earlier, Shelby Houston very smooth at second base. Very fluid arm action. Really makes any throw that you want her to. And sometimes it's tough for a second baseman to stand out, but Shelby Houston seems to find a way to do it every time. Burnside, the hitter. Take the first pitch outside, but it's strike one. Ball gets off the edge of the glove of Marley Boyd. Her first time catching Kuzel. 0-1 the count to Braxton Burnside, 2016 shortstop out of Arkansas. That ball's hammered down the left field line, but it's foul. Two-strike pitch on the way. Boyd blocks it. Barnes will stay put at third base no matter what here. Can only advance on the hit. Burnside 0 for 1 with the walks. She scored a run. Back in the fourth. And Kuzel's made a couple of pretty good pitches to Burnside. One of the things you really have to like about Burnside, even on a foul ball, is just how well she stays through the ball and stays on it. Don't see a lot of hitters have that discipline and that action, especially combined with the amount of bat speed that she has. Change up. Two and two pitch on the way to Burnside. She'll pop that ball up to second base. Houston has it, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the sixth. Showstoppers need to come up with 4 runs to keep the game going from Nashville, Tennessee. Taylor Shostak will be in the circle for the Red Riders to close things out here in game 1. Red Riders currently sitting on a 4-0 lead. Showstoppers will send Kosmata, Boyd, and Kuzel to the plate. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Emily Souls will hit should anyone reach. Jackie Raymond and Azari Wilson will be at the corners. Burnside and Christian up the middle. Quinn Giesick behind the plate. Kosmata grounded out the shortstop in her first at bat. My mistake, she walked her first at bat. Yes, my writing on my score sheet is that poor, but a ground out to shortstop looks like a walk. Nice frame by Giesick. Kosmata did face Shostak earlier. Fly ball second base. Kate Christian in the right field, but Kleskow comes in to take it. Nice job of communication with Pleskow and Kate Christian. As we told you, Kat Pleskow is going to move around a lot this weekend. Pleskow, one of the few players that you can really call a utility who actually adds value at different positions. Not every player is like that. Marley Boyd steps in and takes ball 1. Showstoppers down to their final 2 outs here in game number 1. All 4 teams will play each other in the first round, and then we'll play a third place in a championship game on Sunday. Swing and a miss. Kuzel on deck. Emily Souls will bat should the inning go that far. Inside corner for strike 2. 2-2 the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. This will be the final inning. Red Riders on top 4-0. Ground ball to the left side. It's foul. As I said a moment ago, each team will play each other. So they'll have 3 games in a pool play. And that'll seed them for a 3rd place game and a championship game. Ball's ripped down the left field line, hits the light pole. Count is full. Payoff pitch to Marley Boyd on the way from Shostak. She lost her. That'll be ball 4. And Kuzel, a pretty good runner at the plate, so a double play ball on a ground out. It's not going to be very likely here. Ball misses low and away. It's a ball and no strikes. Boyd able to take second base on Giesick. And Marley Boyd has found herself in scoring position now. 2 balls, no strikes to Caroline Kuzel. 2-0 pitch on the way to from Shostak. The block by Giesick. And the count's now 3 balls and no strikes. Outside corner for strike 1. And Kuzel still up 3-1. Ground ball to the right side. Kate Christian picks up on the first base in time. And there's 2 outs here at the bottom of the 6th. Showstoppers down to their final out as Emily Soul steps in. Take the first pitch low and inside as Quinn Giesick blocks it. Marley Boyd at third base. Any run does matter here because we will go to tiebreakers on run differential if there should be a tie and pull play. Emily Souls into left field but foul. A ball and a strike to Souls. Showstoppers down to their final out. Misses inside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. And Shostak and the Red Riders are 1 strike away. From winning game number 1 here in Nashville, Tennessee. And sitting atop the standings early on at 1-0. Pop up. Gotta reach the stands. Count stays, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Souls. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Giesick blocks it on the first base in time, and that'll end the game. Red Riders win it 4-0 on the strength of Aaron Harris and Taylor Shostak getting the combined shutout. Stick around for game number 2 with the Pink Ladies and Team Fish coming up next. I'm Mark Mulvaney. Thanks for watching the Scout All-American Games from Nashville, Tennessee.